What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Marshulartz here, owner and operator of Lumental LLC, my manga and light novel company, stationed here in Ohio. You can currently go read my manga Penguin Boy, which chapter 9 just dropped, along with a few others, over on the website lumento.net. Links will be in the description. And be sure to subscribe, as it shows your ever-growing interest in my content and will allow others like you to see the videos in the future. Shout out to all the recent subscribers, man, who joined the fray. Appreciate you being here. And yeah, you joined the right channel for drawing, gameplay, and more. So let's dive in. Today we're going to be doing kind of a different video. I know I haven't uploaded or streamed in like a week or a week and a half, but I really did want to talk about this. And to me, it's important that people understand how to build a fan base. And I think there's multiple ways, and you're seeing it right now. First, let me just say, the internet is undefeated. There is a lot of things on the internet that a lot of people do, and the internet always comes through with memes, jokes, all these things. And I think the very first thing you want to do is build some sort of audience, whether that's through blog posts, whether that's through creating YouTube videos like this, whether that is through drawing and showing your drawing process every single day and streaming it, whether that's playing video games, whether you're talking about your favorite peanut butter or your favorite type of TV show, or you're doing let's plays or deep dives into things. There's tons and tons and tons of different ways of building an audience. The biggest thing about building your audience is being consistent with delivering your product, and I think that that's something that, you know, really stands people really stand to gain. So in building your fan base, you know, you want to focus on consistent engagement, you want to focus on high quality content, and building a strong online presence through social media, while also exploring live performances and collaborations. I think that the live performances and the collaborations are things that people don't want to do because they're like, I'm not really into the camera, stuff like that. I'm not really into it. Trust me, you'll be fine. It's all a process. You all have to learn it. You have to understand what it takes to do that. And yeah, I'm gonna give a detailed version of kind of this breakdown. I'm not gonna spend a lot of time on it, but I just want to say, a lot of people nowadays builds their stuff through controversy, and that's not really me. That's them. I think that there's a lot of people I see online, whether it's on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn. They want to build it. They want to build hype by being controversial in some aspect of the way, and that's not really for me. It's not really for my style. And my thing is, I'm gonna really distance myself from a lot of people who are doing that. Not in the aspect of all of it's bad. It's just some of it is extreme, and I don't really want to be in that same realm. So yeah, there's that, and that's just not my way of doing things. I would rather build hype, since I'm doing manga, through my storytelling, through talking about my characters, and through letting people know about the world that I have and just current chapters and stuff like that. So yeah. Anyway, here's a more detailed breakdown of, you know, strategies to define your brand and your target. One of the major things I would say is identify your niche. You know, what makes you unique. You know, what kind of content do you create? And that's something that I always ask, because I create manga, so that's my niche. And right now I'm creating a shonen manga story, a shonen battle action. So my audience are younger kids. I think a lot of people, when they look at manga, they want to create a manga like Naruto, but then give it to adults, and they don't really understand the things that kind of go behind that and what you need to do. If you're creating something for adults, it's going to be a seinen story, it's going to have seinen elements, and it's going to be something that's a little bit grittier or darker. But if you want to have something that is more for shonen, your demographic or category is going to be children, or young boys, or even young girls if you're doing shoujo. But if you want to do josei, it's going to be young women 18 or older. So, you know, knowing your audience, who are you trying to reach, what are their interests, and that kind of goes into what I was just saying. You know, I'm creating a shonen battle action, and there's other people who don't even think about what their demo is or what their category is. You need to do that. And then build a brand. Create a consistent visual and textual style that reflects your personality and content. Those are things that I always say help out, because As long as you're doing something that is reflecting of your brand, of your time, you will be golden. You will be good to do what you have to do. And it's going to help people identify and recognize you out of a sea of people. If you're consistently changing your look, changing your profile picture, changing this, it's going to be harder for people to actually see who you are and actually get a sense of who you are or find your page. Because people do look for identifiers. I mean, we look for landmarks all the time. If some people don't know roads, or they're new to an area, they can remember certain aspects of it based on where a McDonald's or a Burger King or a Walmart or a Myers is. And that's kind of a little bit of that. Create high quality content, man. Focus on the production. Ensure your content is well produced and professional. That's the other thing too. Just because you're creating a project or some sort of thing doesn't mean you're owed anyone's dollar. You're not owed anyone's dollar just because you put a story out. Did you put your best foot forward when creating the content, the drawing, the story, the story structure? Did you engage with your people in a healthy manner to make them want to come back? Do you have a good personality for your content? If you're supposed to be a little bit more aggressive because your story is aggressive, then by all means do that. But if you don't need to be, don't do it. That's my thing. So creating high quality content is whether it's going to be you in front of the people, if you're live streaming or if you're drawing and showing a process, or if you're actually presenting your comic, your manga, and everything like that. Create engaging content and use a variety of different formats. Use videos, images, texts to help your audience stay interested in understanding with what you want to do. These are things that I will always say. And be consistent. Regulatory posts new content to keep your audience engaged. This is something that I'm working on myself, is being more the consistent route. I don't think it's hard. I think it's just mapping out your time, and that's kind of what I'm doing right now. So, well, I want to do live stream. I want to get back to doing live streams every day. And even when I'm doing like my name processes, I'm gonna be live streaming that just so I can actually draw that stuff out. Sometimes it's annoying because I have to rework panels and do all these other things, but I think that's okay. I think allowing people into that world to see how I create my names and how I create my cleanups and my drafts and stuff like that is going to be very beneficial to it. Um, you want to build an online presence through social media, like what I said before, being able to stay consistent and engage in different posts and things like that. And yeah, you want to create some sort of website with an email list. And this is something that we're doing on the Lubento side. Is we have our email list. Is just about sending those emails out and making sure that they're unique to the audience and they don't feel the same or feel lazy. You want to keep it unique and interesting so that way people can actually feel like they're engaging with a person or an entity rather than just a cold company. Um, yeah, I do want to say engage with your audience is a really big one. But even bigger than that, I think a lot of people need to start doing live performances. They need to start doing live performances and collaborations. And this is stuff that you have to deem who you want to collaborate with. Not everybody is worth collaborating with because some people just want to use you and cash you to the side. But a collaboration is supposed to be just that. You guys are collaborating, you're sharing each other's work, you're talking about each other's work, you're talking about the collaboration. I always want to treat a project where Lumento is concerned kind of like a movie rollout or like an album rollout where we complete a project and we roll out the project from there and we create a plan, a structure behind it, and then we kind of go from there. And I think that that's always a big thing. The last thing I'll say before I cut this video, because we're already at 8 minutes, is analyze and improve. Analyze and improve through what your audience is giving you. Track your progress, monitor your social media analytics, and really get an understanding of what's working and what's not. Experiment with different strategies. Don't be afraid to try new things because those are going to be things that some things might resonate with your audience, some things might not resonate with your audience. And be patient and persistent. Building a fan base does take time. Sometimes it takes people years and years, 10 plus years. And I think when I say 10 plus years, 5 years, 6 years, 2 years, a lot of people freak out because they can't think that far ahead. And they're like, I don't really know what's going to happen in 5 years or if I'm going to be alive. I think the point of it is you're working towards something without looking back. You're not sitting here saying, "What if it doesn't work? What if it? What if it, bro? What if it does? What if it does work out?" And this is something that I've been thinking about. What if it does work out? What then? What's gonna happen? I've seen people change their lives focusing and doubling down on the content that they've been doing. And not only did they change their lives, but they changed the people's lives around them. So where Lumento is concerned, that's what we're focusing on. Is we're just focusing on doubling down and making sure that we really focus on certain things. So you're gonna start to see minute changes. I'm not doing anything big on our end, but yeah, I just want to kind of talk about building a fan base and just kind of staying engaged with your audience, because I think that that's something that is really big on the back end, but or on the front end and on the back end. And a lot of people fail to do it. They're just out here making crazy tweets. They're making crazy posts on Facebook, and it's just stuff I don't agree with. And that's pretty much it. So, hashtag Penguin Nation. Be sure to subscribe. Be sure to hit that bell to stay notified. It's the easiest way to show your support on the channel. And if you agree with this video, let me know what your thoughts are down below about building a fan base. Even if you haven't started yet, let me know your thoughts. If you feel like I've missed anything, let me know down below. Other than that, hashtag Penguin Nation. We are out.